Original post, March 10, 2022. Just to give some context, I have known this girl, let's call her Kay, since we were 14. I met Kay when we were paired up in a group project for this one class. I found out we had a lot in common and we became friends. Over time, I developed a huge crush on her. Sophomore year I asked her to homecoming, and she said yes. It was a good time, but after it didn't really lead to anything, I got the sense that she didn't like me the way I liked her. Junior year, Kay came out as lesbian. Honestly, I wasn't super surprised, but I was a little heartbroken. I decided to put all my feelings away and just be supportive. I was really enjoying my senior year. I started dating this girl the summer before school started. Thanks to Kay setting us up, things were going well until COVID hit. My girlfriend broke up with me because she couldn't handle a relationship at the time. I was sad about that but more upset that I was going to miss things like prom and senior trip. Kay knew I was upset and invited me over for a fake prom which consisted of us getting dressed up for photos and immediately going inside to play old Wii games and watch movies. She even bought some of my favorite snacks. Still probably the nicest thing anyone's ever done for me. My first year of college sucked. Nothing noteworthy happened other than Kay and I going to the same school. Kay started to date this girl who I'm 99% sure hated me for no reason. They break up in the summer and now we can move on to the important part of my story. Kay and I decided to get a place near campus together for this school year. Her mom thought it was weird, but her dad, coolest guy ever by the way, thought it was a good idea. We've had lots of good times so far. My favorite thing about living together has been our late night talks. We talk about anything from school, sports, hot girls, bad hookups. Last night during one of our talks, Kay randomly brings up that she might be bisexual. Not going to lie, I felt a little jealous thinking that she hooked up with a random guy. But she tells me that she has feelings for me. I kind of laughed it off at first until she started crying. She said she started having feelings for me a month ago and was super confused about her sexuality. I apologized for laughing and said we'd talk tomorrow. I didn't want to make any bad decisions that could ruin our friendship. So right now she's at class and I'm just alone thinking. This is literally a dream come true, so why am I hesitating at all? I guess I don't want her to just immediately change her mind after and make things weird between us. I'm anxiously waiting for her to get back. I really do love her though I never thought I'd have a chance at this kind of love. Any advice on what I should say to her when she gets back? I feel like I'm overthinking this lol. TLDR, best friends for 6 years, she's a lesbian. Moved in together for school. She might be bisexual and has feelings for me. Need advice on what to do next? Relevant comments. Comment 1. Just got to be honest with her. Tell her how you've always felt and ask her what she wants to do. Admit you're scared of things not working out. Try to decide if you want to try it anyway. From the tone of your post, it seems like you might regret it forever if you don't try with her. OP. You're definitely right about that last point. I'll always wonder what might have been if I don't try. Update 1, March 12, 2022. First of all, thanks to the people who commented on my original post. So Kay got here later than usual so she could finish an assignment and have the whole night to talk. When she walked in, we both smiled at each other and didn't say anything. I thought the mood was going to be lighthearted but as soon as we started talking, we both got really emotional. I took the advice to just be completely honest about how I felt. I told her how I had a huge crush on her when we first met, she knew. I also told her how grateful I was just to have her in my life and whatever happens, I don't want to ruin that. Kay agreed and gave her side of the story. The long comment on my original post pretty much nailed what she was feeling. She felt like she was stuck with the label she put on herself when she was younger. After her last breakup, she started to question herself and her feelings towards me. She eventually sorted out her feelings last month but was afraid to tell me. We laid out some of the possible risks of being together, but realized we were probably being too hard on ourselves. So we're going to give this relationship a try. We're going to take it slow and communicate a lot about how we're feeling. We ended the night with a long hug and some more tears. Yesterday morning we talked some more about things like spring break plans and when we would tell parents and friends. Parents will come when the time is right, but our friends will probably just figure it out themselves lol. Honestly, there was a super awkward vibe between us in the morning. I think both of us were scared of trying to make a move or trying something different. We both thought of some fun date ideas for this week to break the awkwardness. Things were a lot better last night. We cuddled for a while, which wasn't really something new, but it feels a lot better now. Overall, I'm just hoping I don't screw this up. We have a week off from work and school starting today, so it should be a good time. Thanks again to the few people who commented on my first post. I think I needed to see someone say go for it. TLDR, we talked and decided to give this relationship a try. Things were weird at first, but we're already adjusting and starting to get more comfortable. Update 2, March 14, 2022. Hey, thought I'd give a quick update to the people who asked to keep them updated. Probably my last post for a long time. Don't really want to keep posting my personal life on here. So Kay and I already had plans to visit our families for spring break before we entered our relationship, which sucked because we didn't want to be apart. We live like 10 minutes from each other, so yesterday we just drove back in one car. Wow, way to make it obvious. I said screw it and convinced my parents to let Kay and her parents come over for dinner. Dinner was good and we all played a few games afterwards. We had to hold in our laughter when her dad made a comment about how nice it is that Kay and I have been friends for so long. I guess it's possible that he knows because that's definitely his style of humor. Now the biggest part of the update, we had our first kiss. Kay wanted to go on a late night drive just like we used to. I was dropping her off and she just leaned in and kissed me. It wasn't super long, but it was really nice. We have some plans for this week, but we're also broke, so, like I said, I'm probably done posting these for now. I feel like the first kiss is a good note to end on. Thanks for all the nice comments. If I do post again, hopefully it's a positive update. Update 3, May 21, 2022. Hey! I saw a few notifications about new followers on this profile and apparently, my post was shared somewhere, so that's cool. Figured I could give a quick update about Kay and I. These last 2 months flew by. The relationship is going great. Not much has changed in our dynamic except we kiss and have sex now. LMAO. We just moved out of our apartment because the semester is over. Going to miss that place. We were planning on telling people about us once the semester was over, but someone got drunk and posted a picture of us kissing on their Instagram story. Of course, Kay's parents saw it and told my parents because they are all friends. They were happy for us, so that's good. So yeah, that's about it. It's funny looking back at how nervous I was. Update 4, May 6, 2023. Hi new followers. Thanks for the support and nice messages from the attention my posts got. I meant to update earlier but life's been crazy. The good news is Kay and I are still together a little over a year later. It still feels surreal that we're actually together. So I just wanted to share a couple stories from the past year and clarify some things I've seen in the comments. So overall things are going great. Last summer was basically our time to get used to being a couple. The transition from friends to dating was easy. It was only a little awkward the first time we were together around our families. Like most of you guys said, Kay's dad had a good feeling this would happen. He actually made a bet with Kay's brother 2 years ago that we would eventually date. We moved back in together when the school year started. We also both turned 21 this year. Kay's 21st birthday party delivered an all-time great moment, but don't ask about it. Kay and I spent one night going through all of the comments. We're happy that so many of you loved our story. And yes, I know why Kay's ex hated me. I just meant that I didn't do anything to her or try to take away from their relationship. So thanks for the support. Here's to 1 year and hopefully many more. Story 2, my mom gave my sister $40K and tried to keep it a secret from me. Original post, March 15, 2024. Hey everyone. To provide some context, let me share a bit of background. I 35 female, am the oldest of 4 siblings, with my middle sister Sally 32 female, and twin brothers both 20 male. Money was always tight while we were growing up. To make ends meet, my dad worked 2 or 3 jobs a day, and my mom worked night shifts, leaving us with limited time with our parents during the week. Since my parents were busy working, I took on a significant role in raising my siblings and managing household chores from a young age. I started working at 16, doing waitress jobs, while also taking care of homework, household chores, and looking after our pets. My dad always appreciated my efforts, but my mom didn't show the same recognition. She often favored Sally, treating her as the golden child who could do no wrong. Despite this, Sally and I are close, although she lacks street smarts and understanding of the real world. Fast forward to the present. I worked hard throughout my 20s, alongside my husband, diligently saving money. Meanwhile, Sally and her husband faced frequent financial struggles. My mom would often ask me to lend money to Sally, and whenever we hung out, I ended up footing the bill for dinners and drinks. Despite being a lawyer and earning more than me, Sally struggled with debt due to her spending habits. When my husband and I bought our first home at 30, Sally seemed envious but never explicitly showed it. Last year, Sally and her husband surprised everyone by purchasing a new townhouse in a prestigious neighborhood. During her housewarming party, I overheard Sally's husband mentioning that they couldn't have bought the house without Sally's mom. Confused, I asked him, and he revealed that my mom had given them $40,000 as a deposit for the house. I was shocked, as my mom had never given me any money. I chose not to confront Sally or my mom immediately and discussed it with my husband instead. Months passed, and I finally brought up the issue with Sally during dinner. When her card got declined, I ended up paying the bill, and when she mentioned being broke, I snapped, questioning her expensive choice of restaurant when she couldn't afford it. In the heat of the argument, I blurted out that my mom had funded her new house. Sally tearfully admitted that it was a gift from mom, sourced from her inheritance after our grandmother's death, with explicit instructions not to tell me and my brothers. I argued that it wasn't fair for mom to give her such a substantial amount without considering her other children. Our argument continued all the way home, with Sally expressing remorse for not telling me but insisting they needed the money to buy the house as they couldn't save enough on their own. Later that night, I confided in my dad, who urged me to apologize to Sally despite understanding my frustration. I plan to speak to Sally soon, as we are close, but I'm still too angry to confront my mom about the money. So Reddit, am I the asshole for yelling at my sister and making her cry? Edit, hi everyone. Just wanted to say thanks for the replies and advice, it means a lot. My immediate action now is to stop giving my sister money. She already called asking if I would go see a band with her but if I could grab the tickets and she would pay me back next week. I told her no. That I'm done spending my money on her. She took it pretty okay. Was a little shocked but didn't press the issue. There are some big updates happening regarding the money and my brothers, but I want to wait till it's played out a little more before I update again. Relevant comments. Comment 1, not the asshole, but it's time you stop funding your sister. The reason she chose that restaurant is because you bail her out. Stop bailing her out, stop enabling your sister, and honestly stop enabling your mom. Tell your brothers as well what your mom did because they deserve to know. Comment 2, yeah, so curious about the two 20-year-olds and how much they are potentially struggling right now, especially if the parents paid anything for their college. OP, hey! Thanks for thinking of my brothers in this situation too. They both joined the military out of high school so are pretty well off right now. Comment 3, I think you are genuinely upset. You lashed out. Your sister understood your feelings and cried because of her guilt in the situation. You actually have trauma to deal with, it may not feel like it is but it's pretty obvious there is some resentment for your parents accommodating someone with no sense of responsibility when you've been working your ass off since you were a kid. OP, my husband said the same thing. He suggested therapy to help me work through my feelings, which is a great idea. I guess I didn't realize my true feelings until they came out in the form of my yelling. Comment 4, you know that your mother can give her money to whoever she wants to. Period. What you are really angry about is never having been recognized for your parent fiction, and now for being punished, by missing out on a gift for doing well. If you are going to confront your mother, do it head on and let her know you have been underappreciated so now will not step up and pay anymore. You will always ask for separate bills, you won't look after her when she ages, and that you are done. Let her marinate in that. NTA, but it is really not about the money. OP, I can see that now. I thought it was all about the money but it's far deeper than that. I raised her kids and never got a thank you from her. When I spoke to my dad about it all he felt so bad he offered to give me money, which I declined. Update, April 8, 2024. Hey everyone, sorry for the delay, I've been on the road for work and taking some much needed rest. First off, I reached out to my sister, Sally, and apologized for yelling at her. She assured me there was no need to apologize and expressed feeling bad about the situation. Later that week, Sally and her husband invited me over for dinner to talk things out. During our conversation, they both apologized for not disclosing the money and keeping it a secret. They confessed that despite their efforts to save for a house independently, Sally had accumulated a significant amount of undisclosed debt, making it impossible for them to purchase a home without the money our mom provided. While I believe Sally's assertion that our mom offered the money without being directly asked, I can't shake the feeling that there's more to the story, given Sally's knack for subtly seeking assistance. I explained to them that while their apologies were appreciated, the fundamental issue remains that they deceived me, and I only found out by mistake, suggesting they had no intention of coming clean. I emphasized the importance of trust in our relationship. I then asked if our brothers were aware of the situation, which they were not. I urged Sally to inform them, which she did. Both brothers were understandably upset, primarily directing their anger towards our mom, and sought further details. Sally relayed the same information to them as she had to me. Their main question echoed mine: why had our mom chosen to assist Sally and not any of us? They recounted instances where they had openly discussed financial struggles. This is one reason they joined the military. My husband and I have openly discussed money with our parents and made significant sacrifices to save for homes, yet our mom hasn't offered financial aid to any of us. Contemplating whether to confront our mom directly, I ultimately decided that she might not be forthcoming with me. Instead, I had Sally call her with me present on speakerphone to pose the questions. The bottom line: Sally plans to start a family, whereas my brothers and I are child-free by choice. Sally is the only one intending to give our mom grandchildren. Upon hearing this, I couldn't hold back my hurt and frustration. I confronted our mom, expressing how her favoritism felt like a betrayal. Initially resistant, she eventually relented, admitting that Sally's future plans factored into her decision to help her purchase a house. Mom said things like, "Sally is going to give my grandkids, so needs a house, child-free couples travel so much you really are never home, so you don't need a house," and so on. I wish I could say I delivered a great comeback, but in reality, I was overcome with emotion and left in tears. I spoke to my brothers alone after all this and told them everything. They also said it was very unfair. Turns out the youngest brother's girlfriend is 2 weeks pregnant. They had not told anyone yet as it's so early, and they are now considering not telling mom at all. The following day, Sally visited me to talk more, but I didn't want to talk about it anyone. I've resigned myself to the fact that further probing won't yield any solace. I have my answer. I did, however, inform Sally that I won't be footing the bill for our outings anymore. If she wants to dine out, it's her turn to treat me, or we'll opt for home-cooked meals at her place. Regarding our mom, I've maintained very limited contact with her for years, and it may be time to cut ties altogether. For now, both my husband and I have blocked her on all communication channels. Relevant comments. Comment 1. I said it in your last post, the military is an attractive option for people who have few resources otherwise. Your mom was the bottleneck who drove them there. Not to mention that her parenting style and extreme favoritism is probably a factor in 3 of her 4 kids not wanting children. Funny how that works. She gives you and your brothers a negative view of nuclear families and then rewards her favorite for being the only one who wants one. Sally should give your expecting brother $20,000 for joining her reproduction camp. Or your mom can shell out another $40,000, if she has it. OP, yep, I've mentioned in the past to mom the reason I don't want kids now is because I've raised a family, her kids. Comment 2, it also might help to look at it this way: your mom gave Sally a significant amount of money. She will hold it over Sally's head for the rest of her life. She will annoy her to no end, at least I'd assume, inserting her unwanted opinion at any moment, because let's face it, she deserves to. Your sister will go running to mommy for money, and either your mom will hand it to her and leave herself destitute, or she won't give it, and now your sister is saddled with a baby that is 100% more expensive than $40,000. And if your sister decides to stand up to her or cut her off, I can assume your mom will play the victim card and turn the rest of the family against your sister and will hound her until she gives in. OP, all very true. One thing my brothers said during the phone call was that Sally is now responsible for mom as she ages. That the $40K means mom lives with Sally or Sally puts her in a home, etc. I don't agree with having a favorite child, but if you're going to, it should be the one that raised all the other ones. Also, if both parents had to work several jobs, how the heck did she have $40,000 she didn't need? Like, that's a lot of money to just give away because your favorite child might have a kid at some point in the future. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.